Hey, what's going on, Facebook world? Appreciate you being here live with me. If you're wondering how my backdrop got so freaking awesome, well, it's because I'm staying at the Crown Plaza Hotel, LAX, right next to the LA airport, studying with some neuro-linguistic programming. If you're not sure what that is, that's just the language patterns of humanity. That's how we communicate. That's the flow of language patterns. So it's really cool here learning. I am super stoked to be chat-chitting on this. And as you guys hop on, do me a favor and hit that share button, because tonight's live stream is about to light the fuck up. Okay, I'm super stoked. Cool, guys. So I'm going to throw out some invites. Click a lot of invitations here. Invite everyone you know, especially if you're a realtor and you live in Utah, or if you live in the Utah community, because I really want some motherfuckers to hear me tonight, okay? Check this out. So recently, as you guys know, if you follow me online, there was a little bit of a discrepancy on some of the fees that I charge. And I will be the first one to tell you that I charge more than the competition. It's just the reality of my business plan, right? Anyways, it was posted all over with sight of some of my peers, and it has now made a news article on comparing me and other realtors that charge higher fees as a great white shark. So it was written by a fellow realtor of ours. You can check her out. She's obviously writing for Standard Examiner. Her name is Jen Kirchhofer. I'm not even sure how to say her name. Real estate columnist is what it says here. And the whole premise of this article is to share that there are people like me taking advantage of those customers and consumers in the real estate market. In fact, it goes to show that several of the things that she said is it's troublesome when a few seasoned agents who know better come in to feed on the chump, basically saying, hey, I'm feeding on the desperate people here, right? Which, by the way, I want to make this clear. If you're watching this and you've ever considered doing business with me, just know that I will be so completely upfront with you in what I charge. And if you choose not to pay my fee, that's totally okay. In fact, if someone is offended that I charge so much, that's okay. I don't want to do business with you. I want to do business with people that see the value proposition that I add, okay? So a couple of things that were talked about is there are a few different ways that we get away with it. There's a few different ways I get away with charging more. One of them, because she says she blows our cover here, is that, oh, and by the way, Jen, this is for you, Jen Kirchhofer. Fuck, right? I just wanted to put that four-letter word in there for you because you noted that in the article here. But she says that one way it's done is to reduce a buyer's commission, right? So we offer a buyer's agent commission out there, a percentage-wise, right? So one way that I actually earn more money than my competitors is by offering a less buyer's agent commission and keeping more commission for our organization, right? Now, here's the reality of it is I must know how strong the market is to be able to do something like this. So she's absolutely right. That is one way that I earn more money, okay? And for example, when I've got a $170,000 property that I know is going to have multiple offers, I know that I'm going to have that choice. I get to choose, along with presenting and communicating with my seller, my client, the one that hires me and signs my working agreement. I get to choose how I divvy up and spend the commission. So she's absolutely right when she says that, right? Another legal yet insalubrious practice is to negotiate a higher commission, right? In fact, she says in here that the sellers are uninformed of the industry standards, right? I didn't know there was an actual industry standard that says, hey, we have to fucking charge a certain percentage, Jen. Like, I just didn't know that standard was out there. In fact, I'm pretty certain that if there is a number that we all have to charge and we talk about that, that's an antitrust violation. Just like some people have recently been breaking by opening discussions how my commission structure is charged, right? So there actually is no standard that we have to follow as far as commissions go out there, right? And the other overinflated is the transaction or the processing handling fee, right? Usually tacked on at closing. And I will be very upfront with you. on my estimated proceeds before I meet with you and before my team meets with you as a customer, you're going to see identified every fee. Like, I think I am the only realtor out there that discloses all their fees before we meet with you, right? I even share with you the title and escrow fees, right? And so in fact, when you see that there is a fee, and just so you guys are aware, the fee I charge is $995 for a processing and handling fee. That is not hidden, and you don't find out about that the day of closing or afterwards. You find out about it when you ink your name on the contract to hire me, because you believe and you know I am the ultimate choice in order to get you the most money into your pocket, right? Like, so everyone aware, I charge more than 99% of the other realtors out there. I want to make it very, very clear, right? So a couple of things that I think are very interesting in this article is that one of them is that realtors, however, who feel they work harder than everyone else. So this is one thing I would like to bring up in the article that is I don't want to say that word because I know some people may misconstrue it, but it just makes no sense. It's not logical, right? Is I actually don't work harder than most of my competitors. I just don't. I work way smarter, that's for sure. Like, if you think about it, I probably only work in my real estate sales business maybe 20 hours a week, and yet we still outperform our competitors, right? We outperform the person that wrote this article. Her name is Jen. She does really well with her business, by the way, I might add. Jen, I think you do a fantastic job. You sell a lot of homes, and I know that you do a great job with your customers, right? And even the person, and Jill Chernos is the gal that posted about me and my business and inside of a private Facebook group. I know that we by far outsell her based on the facts, right? But the reality is this: I can promise you, you both probably work way harder than I do. So this is actually, I would just maybe suggest that edit, Jen, is that I don't charge people more money higher than the standard rate because I work harder. I just don't. I had just created way more fucking value than my competitors. It's the reality of it. In fact, I create so much value, and I'm able to demonstrate that perception of value, right, that my customers see it in such a way that when we go onto sales appointments and we compete against 3 or 4 other realtors in our community and we charge higher than our competitors, even with our processing fee and even with offering less with our buyer's agent commission, they still hire us. They still hire us because they know at the end of the day, based on my track record and our results, we are netting on average 4 to 5% more money in their pocket than my average competitor is actually getting them, right? So think about this as a consumer's point of view. If you're watching this, okay, and by the way, hit that motherfucking share button right now if you can appreciate anything I'm saying. And for those of you guys that support me, give me a bunch of thumbs up. And those that think I'm crazy, give me a bunch of angry faces. Show me the angry faces. I don't really care right now. I want to see your reactions on exactly where I'm speaking with you guys, okay, and sharing with you guys. Appreciate oh, look at all those hearts. Woo! Appreciate that, guys. And so what I'm trying to say is you get to dictate the perception of your value, okay? Now, these same types of, and here's where I'm coming from. For over 30, 40 years in our local marketplace, things have been done yes, bring on the motherfucking angry faces. I appreciate whoever that is. I wish I could see whose face that was. I can't tell who it is, but I appreciate the angry face. Thank you so much. But for so many years, our local real estate community has been doing things in a specific way. Oh, that's Ronnie giving me those angry faces. Here's how I look at the traditions inside of our real estate community is I don't care. I don't care how it's supposed to be done. I don't care the way you think it's supposed to be done, Jen or Jill or anyone else that disagrees with my real estate business, because I am tired of following the culturescape. And in fact, I believe I am the first one in our local community as real estate professionals to stand up and say enough is enough with the bullshit from the negative complaining community. You guys are the same people that complain about Homey disrupting the market. You're the same people that complain about the discount commissions. In fact, you're probably the same people that are complaining about Ryan Ivey, right? Everyone's complaining about Ryan Ivey. Utah's top agent, same price as an average one, right? How about a message from me to you complainers? You stop fucking complaining and you worry about your own shit and your own process and your own business and become your own best self. Because that's what I'm doing. That's what everyone actually at Keller Williams is doing. That's what I see the top producers in our business doing, right? Like, I am so tired of letting it slide under the radar and not saying anything and not speaking and putting up a stance to the tradition of way real estate professionals are thinking with inside of our local community. Because if you look outside of Weber, Davis, Salt Lake, across the Wasatch Front, if you go outside of our marketplace, the major markets like Austin, Dallas, LA, Orlando, Miami, any other major market, we are doing it so below level compared to the way it's done out there. There is a higher, bigger level of thinking. In fact, my prediction is such that in the next 10 years, those that are performing as single agents, the mom and pop shops, will be shut down. You're already starting to see the shift with such business entities and ideas like Homey, which is, by the way, I think an amazing disruption inside of our local market, and I believe it will expand outside of the Utah market. Zillow, but introducing instant offers is really disrupting the real estate market. Mega teams across the country, you're seeing it with mega teams that are now doing thousands and thousands of deals per year in transactions, are blowing away the small mom and pop shops. And so in the future, if you don't get on this bandwagon and if you don't shift as quickly as the market is shifting, then you will be left behind as a real estate professional. It's just the reality of it. Now, there are a lot of consumers that completely disagree with me, which is totally okay. And I want to say, I wish you the best of luck with whatever professional you go and hire to help you buy or sell real estate. For those of you that want the new world of thinking, the way that has transmutated with inside of our industry, if you want to be ahead of the competition to where there is no competition, I'm talking like Roger Bannister, like we're running the 4-minute mile before anyone even believed it was possible. That's what we're doing with inside of our organization, okay? If those are the results that you want, I would love to do business with you. Just know I will charge a higher fee than my competitors, but I will over-deliver every fucking time. I will over-promise and I will over-deliver while everyone else is under-promising and over-delivering, right? The standards have been so low with inside of the real estate community, it's time for someone to say enough is enough, right? It is time for someone to stand up and say, listen, it is about running a business, and it is about empowering and impacting the lives of other individuals. And if you cannot see that, stop bringing down everyone else's success. Stop ripping it apart because they're able to do business differently than the way you view is right. I'll give you an example. Homey.com. I was surprised as anyone when I heard Homey come onto the pipeline. And I have not heard you whiny little bitches stop whining about how Homey is stealing away from the community, right? I'm tired of hearing about Homey, but they do business completely opposite of me. In fact, their whole philosophy is to do a discount brokerage, right? Discount brokerage. And then there is me on the other end of the spectrum, which I charge more than the competition. And yet it's the same people that are complaining against me, complaining against Ryan Ivey, complaining against Homey, complaining against those that are disrupting the industry. Enough is enough. I'm not going to take your shit. You might be able to go into your little Facebook groups and complain with each other and validate your negative energy, but I will not stand for it. You guys have definitely came and talked about the wrong motherfucking agent, because I am the first person that will speak my mind back to our community. In fact, the way the community is going, it's that mindset that's going to push away our affiliates. I literally have affiliates that call me up saying, why do I even participate with the local board of realtors? Because it's the same people that go to those activities that show up and they complain and they want more from us as affiliates while they give us less as realtors. Right? That's why I don't show up to the freaking affiliate or to the realtor group things, because I don't want to go around a bunch of people that are gonna complain the whole time. Now, not everyone at those meetings or those gatherings complain. I will admit it, but that is where most people go that aren't creating a mass amount of business. And the first people that they want to complain against are people like me, people that are doing it different than it's been done the last 30 years. In fact, I am the first one in our community, our realtor community, to make a real estate hire with a salesperson based on a salary. right? Are you going to start telling me that that's not the standard and that I've got to change it? Are you trying to say because the way that we do commission splits within inside of our organization is not standard, that I'm not creating value for the sales agents, that I'm taking advantage of them? You're the same person that thinks because I work 20 hours a week that I create no value. When in fact, the business I've been working on for the last 12 years is creating mass amounts of value. How do I know? Well, number one, I know how much money that I make. My scoreboard is ran by the amount of dollars coming in. Like the name of the game is NOI. Write that in the comments below. It's called net return on investment, right? Like what's your net of investment right here? Net income. That's what we're talking about here, right? I can promise you this, that I will do everything in my power to create massive value for anyone that comes in my way. In fact, that's my personal mission. Create massive value, empower to action, and invite you to share that message. It's that simple. So I'm going to invite you right now, share this message. I believe this is a message that must be heard amongst our real estate community. And Jen, thank you so much. I want you to know, namaste. The love in me sees the love in you, and I know you are doing the best with what you currently have in your life with your current resources. So I totally appreciate you giving me this opportunity to stand up for what I believe is right. Enough is enough. Stop complaining against those people that are doing it differently than you believe the standard way of business is done. And I completely feel bad for any consumer that sees that way of doing business from this article is the standard way of business, because it's the standard way that has got people into their current situation. Quite honestly, mediocrity has become okay. It's become the normal part of our socialscape, our culturescape. And mediocrity is actually the enemy to great. And unless you want to end up on 90 years old, 100 years old, on your deathbed, full of regrets, continue the path of mediocrity. But for me and for my family and for my loved ones, mediocrity is not okay. It is not accepted in my life or my environment. Just jumped in. What article? Do you have a link? Yes, I do have a link. If you go, once the video is out, I've posted the link. You guys can go read the article. I've actually posted the link inside it. In fact, I wonder if I can just pin it right here. Yep, right here. I just pinned the link right there, or posted it, so you guys can see that comment. I'd love to know what you guys think, right? So recently, just to fill you guys in, it was said that I took advantage of my clients and of other realtors such that I charged a 7% commission and a $995 processing fee, and offered the buyer's agent a 2.5% buyer's agent commission, right? So it went throughout some of our local community of realtors talking about how I am literally, and the article talks about comparing me to a great white shark. Now, although it doesn't particularly name me inside of the article, Jen was highly piped in one of 3 people that were against me on this. In my recent share on Facebook, had over 500 engagements of a screenshot that I'd received from a colleague of mine when people were talking negatively towards me and my brand. And it was written on the 23rd, which was Friday the 23rd, and today's the 24th. So it was clearly just written yesterday, right after this incident. So even though she doesn't name me, it's been clearly directed to me. And I once learned this. So I went through an event when I studied with the Lakota tribe in the middle of the Mojave Desert in Joshua Tree, right? And while I was there, I had the chance to meet an individual that shared a very empowering quote to me. And it's when I look my haters in the eyes. I am clearly doing that right now as best as possible, and I share with you everything that I am about. I will look you in the eyes and tell you everything that's about me, and you can choose whether to like it or not. And if you don't like me, fuck you. That's exactly how I feel about it. I have no space in my world for negative energy. I only have space for love and compassion for those that truly are seeking to better the world, those that are truly seeking to become their best selves by serving others. You do not serve others by ripping other people's business models down. You do not serve others by complaining, by victim mentality, by this sense of bullshit entitlement that you've posted all over this ugly fucking article that puts in a bad taste for individuals that are disrupting the patterns of the real estate community. And quite honestly, disrupting the patterns of business. 10 years ago, we could not do what we're doing based on a social Facebook live stream. It was impossible because the platform did not exist. It now exists. Now, this is the new world of business. Now, for so many years as social media rolled out onto the platform, I saw professional individuals try to paint a false picture of who they are. And what I have done inside of my local community and on a broader scale with social media, I have actually exposed even more who I am. I am not hiding anything. I have a dirty fucking mouth. Right? I have a strong work ethic. I have a big heart that wants to serve and create value for other people. And you know what? I have the results to back it up. I can say that and I can prove it with my track record. Any questions? You ask what my resume is. Recently, I was sought after as one large builder inside of the state to interview for the job of selling one of their developments. And as I was sending my resume over, I was reviewing it and I was like, holy shit, I have created a lot of success inside of my life. Right? And I have no trouble being grateful and being proud of the success I've created. In fact, it has said that I am proud about money. It is so true. I accept that as a compliment. And my invitation to you, my invitation to anyone that sees this stream is stop hiding who you really are. Stop hiding behind the umbrella, behind the curtains, behind whatever. Stop pretending to be what you believe others believe is the right thing to do. Stop hiding and pretending to be the person that maybe your parents wanted you to be, or maybe your real estate community wants you to be, or maybe the way even school expects you to be. Right? And that's a whole nother topic. You know, I'm going through this hard decision right now as my 5-year-old enters the school stage. And the debate with me and versus school is, I don't want my daughter to be poisoned to join this workforce of passing a test just to pass the test versus being educated and challenged and skilled with communication and language and the ability to communicate and create on a larger scale. For some reason, I was lucky. I had built this power of questioning the system. And because I've questioned the system, I have completely said, hey, here's where everyone's going, this direction. And I completely marched the other fucking direction. And it has made all the difference in my life. Right? It has made all the difference in my life when I became accepting of me. There are 3 powerful things that we must contribute to have more success, more happiness, more love, and more abundance inside of us. Number 1 is self-compassion. It starts with not this idea of self-esteem, because self-esteem brings a negative energy as if I don't measure up enough. But self-compassion is a sense that I am enough. I am more than enough, and I will continue to be more than enough. Now, although my actions have not always been the best decisions, and not have I always proved to complete the task as I sought out to do, it was a matter of, do I get up over and over again, or do I lay fallen on the ground, complaining at those passing me by and those that are taking my glory? Do I stand up and believe in myself? So number 1 is have self-compassion and also compassion towards other people. Number 2 is you must fill your life full of gratitude. The way our neural pathways, and this is scientifically proven, every time a negative energy enters into information through our mind, the way our experience filters through into our subconscious mind, a negative energy will root system into your subconscious mind 12 times faster than that of a positive information. It takes 1 second for that negative energy to plant root into your mind, whereas you must hold for positive energy up to 12 seconds for it to start to take root in your subconscious mind. And the quickest way to do it is with an attitude of gratitude, to constantly focus on what you are grateful for. This will also help you measure up as being enough if you can then list a whole layer of things you're grateful for about your life, about your existence, and about your accomplishments. It's okay to be proud of who you are and what you've accomplished and what you stand for and what you are creating. Okay? The third most important and most powerful thing, in my opinion, from my experience, is to learn to forgive. Forgive others and forgive yourself. So Jen and Jill, I completely forgive you, but it doesn't mean I have to forget about it. So fuck you, but I forgive you for what you've done. Okay? Now the other message I like to share is begin to forgive yourself. When you can begin to forgive yourself for your shortfalls, your mistakes, your mediocrity, the times that you let maybe your parents down, or you let your friends down, or you let your customers down, or you made a bad decision for whatever reason. And this goes deep. This goes extremely deep with how we must forgive ourselves. Some of us have had problems with vices such as alcohol, drugs, sex, pornography. Some of us have been unfaithful to our spouses, or maybe we've neglected our relationship with God, or maybe we have a gambling problem, or a problem with money, or a problem with our food and our health and our nutrition, whatever it is. Stop measuring yourself up to the way people believe you should do it, and forgive yourself for your shortcomings, because the fear of success is so large that we are either afraid of being exposed for being an imperfect individual, which I am the first to admit. I am clearly imperfect. I am going to make mistakes. And in fact, if you opened up the book of my life over the last 32 years that are probably recorded in the heavens, you will see a lot of dirty, negative, stupid shit that I have completed in my life. From the time that I had consumed mushrooms and I had been taken to a hospital, from the time of smuggling marijuana through Southeastern Asia and Thailand, from the time that I had become an blackout drunk in the middle of southern Brazil at the largest New Year's party in the world that I have no idea how I got back alive and safe. From the time that I was driving under the influence, which by the way, I will never make that mistake again. From the time that I thought that working more was more important than spending time with my family or with my kids. From the time that I have lied to other individuals. From the time that I even stole money from my friend's mom and dad when I was a young kid. We all have a list of our problems and our challenges and our fuck-ups. But stop measuring your success based on your mistakes and start measuring your success based on how valuable you are. I want you to put your hands on your chest just for a second. Right here. Think about this. There is a heart beating in your chest that it was just gifted to you. You did not ask for it. You did not have to pay for it. You did not have to barter or beg or cheat or steal to give it. Somehow, some way, a heart was put into your chest. And in fact, you have a 1 in 400 trillion chance of even existing here on this planet, okay? Because there were 400 trillion other sperms swimming around from your dad's semen into your mother's egg that could have beat you out. But for some reason, you are here. You are a miracle. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. And the first step to doing that is to forgive yourself. I want you to think there is estimated 7.4 billion people on the planet. On planet Earth that happens to be slightly situated in just the right spot from our star, not too close that we burn up like if you were on Venus, but not too far that we would freeze to death like on Mars. But we happen to be where oxygen and atmosphere and life and love and emotion and energy and beauty exist all around us. And when you can expose yourself to that miracle right there, anything becomes fucking possible. You can be, you can do, and you can have anything you want in this life. The moment you choose to accept, you have massive value. And I know that you do have massive value, or you wouldn't exist here today. You wouldn't even be a speck of dust if you had no value. And in fact, everything is happening for you, not to you. The moment you can expect happening or life happening for you, the moment everything will unfold for you. If you could do me the greatest message and just put yes, this created some value for you, or put no, it did not, and give me a bunch of reactions, if this communicates to you that I am helping you believe a little bit more in yourself and that this life is full of beauty and wonder and awe and amazement, do me a favor and share that back with me so I know that this message does not go in vain. And hit that share button so other people can hear this, because this is not the words that I'm speaking that I've made up in my mind. This is words that are channeling through me for a message that is important for you to hear right now. So please click that share button, and I extremely appreciate all of your positive support, your positive energy, and know that I will always seek to create massive value for you. I will seek to empower you to massive action, and I will invite you to share positive message always. But I will also very quickly admit to you that I am not perfect. I am so far from it. I have learned, however, to forgive me for my mistakes and my shortcomings, that I have made errors in my past life and in my errors to come forward. And I am so okay with that, because I am so straight and so narrow in the Tao with my God and my connection of all creation and all source energy that nothing will stand in my way from having pure bliss and pure love. And the only thing that matters to me is that I serve to the end of my life and that I leave an imprint on earth that I gave more than I took. Thank you so much and good night. And the things that push me forward to a new level. Right? Do I believe I have to make a stand for the way things are in our industry? Absolutely. I will continue to make a stand. Along that way, I also recognize, and I hope you guys recognize, I won't do it perfectly. I will do it perfectly imperfect. I will make mistakes